everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to all returning subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. So hey guys, I'm coming here to do this video based on some feedback that I received. I actually did 2 tours over the weekend, never did that before. And also I was asked the question, why don't you promote your business more? Why don't you put it more out there? You're so good at what you do. My answer is, I like my weekends. And if I pushed it more out there, then I probably would get booked all the time and I wouldn't have any free weekends. And you know, I like to be lazy sometimes. I like to do stuff with the baby. I like to have my bay days with my boo, and I like to travel a lot. So it's kind of more so like I do it when I feel like it and I kind of like it that way right now. And plus it's intimate, and you know, I want whoever I do a tour with to feel happy and, you know, to have a good experience. And if you give so much of yourself, you'll be drained, and I want them to get all of my good energy. So that's just kind of the reason why. And you know, I talk about how I do tours and stuff like that, and you know, I don't talk about it as much, but that's why. So if you were ever wondering, you probably don't even care. If you do care, that's why. But still book me, you know. But it's just a matter of I don't push it like that. I don't push the envelope. It's like, you know, if I get one, cool, you know, I give it the information and I do the tour. But I don't know if I'm really interested. I still work. I have a full-time job, and you know, I'm busy. I'm in school again. So I don't just have that time to just be touring 24/7. I just don't have it. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and do a video based on some feedback that I got from my clients during the tour over the weekend. And you know, one of the questions that they both asked, and that they were looking at research based on their needs and concerns on YouTube, they wanted to know, like, how much money do you need? How much money should I have in order to move to Texas? What should I do? What kind of, you know, savings or money should I have when I say, hey, I am moving to Texas? So with that said, I want to do a video. I had a breakfast taco this morning, y'all. I can't stop burping now that I'm talking. This hasn't happened the whole time. You know, when you get on camera, y'all would be surprised that when you get on camera, all the stuff that be going left, but I just don't even talk. I mean, we all edit it out. But anyway, so I want to come on here and do a video and talk about the things that you need. I want to come on here and talk about some things about what you need, and you know, what to do, and how you can get the money, or how much you need in order to move here and set yourself up. Now, I'm gonna speak on my experience coming from California, because that's the only example that I have. I have had clients coming from New York. I've had them coming from the South part, like Florida. I've had people coming from California. I know people who come from like Washington. So I've had people kind of come from all over. So every state is different. Every state has different guidelines and laws and utility stuff. I mean, all of it's different. So I'm gonna tell you what I think you need in order to come here and set yourself up to where you can be comfortable. And I'm gonna tell you what I did. So if you have to base yourself off of what I did, then you know that option too. So with that said, when you come to Texas, the first thing you need to understand is, when I lived in California, I didn't pay water. So I also didn't pay trash. And coming here, I had to pay lights, water, trash, renter's insurance. And I did not understand that you even had to have renter insurance. Where I lived in LA, you didn't have to have it. So I never knew about paying water. I never knew about paying trash. When you come here, you have to pay all those things. My car insurance was more expensive when I came here. I did not understand why. The weather is more severe here. So we have hailstorms, you have hurricanes, you have tornadoes. So the insurance companies have to basically make up for what they end up giving out. So because of that, unfortunately, everybody suffers. My best advice to you is to shop around, shop for different insurance companies. State Farm, Liberty Mutual. In my opinion, go with a good brand insurance. Do not go with these lower end companies. Do not try to be the cheapest and go the cheapest route and go with a bootleg company, because if anything happens to your car, more than likely they're gonna do their best to not pay you out. And you don't want that. You wanna make sure that you're with a company, if anything happens, that they got you and they'll pay you out and you can get a new car or get your car fixed or whatever it is you need to do. And I'm giving you all this and then I'm gonna give you my total, what I think. So when you come here, you have to get your car registered. In order to get your car registered, you have to get an inspection and you have to make sure that everything on your car is good. So basically when you get here, you can go to any of the oil change spots, you'll see it says car inspection or whatever. You tell them, hey, I just moved here, I need to get a car inspection because I need to get my car registered. You have to have your inspection before you can register your car. So when you get to the place, just let them know you need to have a copy of your registration and you need to have proof of your car insurance. They will not do your inspection until you have insurance proof of having a car insurance in Texas. So make sure you get your insurance and then you can get your car inspection. The car inspection is like about, I want to say like $30. You have to do it every year because every year you have to get your car registration updated. So every year you have to do this car inspection. You cannot get away from it. So you go get your inspection done, and what they do is they hook your car up to a machine, and if anything happens and it doesn't pass, they're gonna let you know your inspection did not pass. You need to get A, B, and C fixed. Until you get those things fixed, you cannot get your car registered. So it's best to make sure that your car is in good condition, in good shape, before you even bother taking it to get inspected. Most times it passes. If it don't pass, it's usually because like the engine light is on, whatever different your tire light is on. Like, you have to make sure that your car is in good condition or it will not pass. That machine will read something going on and it will not pass. So it's either gonna be fail or pass. It's gonna be one or the other. So make sure you have that done. Then you can go get your registration. You wanna make sure that you have enough money to pay your apartment deposit. You wanna make sure that you have enough, when you first come here, in my opinion, what I didn't do, you wanna make sure that, I say go bulk shopping. Go to Costco, go to Sam Club, go to Winco, go whatever, get a bunch of freezer food, stock your freezer up, because once you're moving and once you're settling in, you're not gonna have the money to be able to eat out every day. So make sure you're stacking up. In my opinion, just being, a single mama, whatever, I always ensured that I had meat, because meat is the most expensive thing. You can always go buy $1 lettuce. You can always go buy $1.50 for tomatoes and $2 for cheese and make tacos for the week. So I always ensured that I had meat. So make sure that you're getting your turkey meat, your hamburger meat, make sure you're getting your chicken breast, make sure you're getting bacon, make sure you're getting your sausage, make sure you're stocking up your freezer, because once you're moving and settling in, you're not gonna have that money to be eating out all the time. You're gonna have to buy necessities. You're gonna have to buy soap. You're gonna have to buy dishwashing liquid. You're gonna have to buy detergent. You're gonna have to buy all the necessary things in order to live, in a normal way, like toilet paper, paper towels, all these things, whether you think about it or not, when you're moving, it adds up quick. So when you first come, people who are moving, try to sell, don't bring what you can. When I moved, I brought my pots and pans, I brought clothes, I brought like my soap and stuff, but all my furniture I gave away. I didn't bring no furniture with me, because even bringing that furniture is like $1,200, $1,300 to even ship from where you were. I did have a few things in storage when I was in LA, and it was just more of memorabilia, like photo albums and little stuff like that. So I did have that shipped. I had a refrigerator. And I had it shipped here, and it was like $500 just to ship the refrigerator. So that was the only thing. I had my mattress. I had my mattress from back home, and I had that shipped. And I think that was the only two pieces that I brought, because I know I gave my living room furniture, I gave away Jordan's furniture, but I had my mattresses, because in my mind, I'm like, well, if we have to sleep on a mattress, at least we have that. But knowing what I know now, that ended up being about, the refrigerator was like $500, the mattress was like about maybe $100 or $200. So I think the total to ship those few things was probably like $700 or $800. But knowing what I know now, I would have left that mattress. I would have left the refrigerator, because everywhere you come here has a refrigerator. I would have just bought an air mattress and just slept on that. But I didn't know, and that's the thing, like I was telling my clients, I didn't know all these things that I know now. And that's the reason why I do this, because I want to help other people not do what I did. So if you guys have that, I mean, if you want to bring your stuff, bring it. If you're driving a U-Haul from, like, let's say, I don't know, Oklahoma, because that's not far, then that's cool because you're driving here. But if you're coming from states away, don't bring that stuff. Don't save that money for shipping, sell your stuff, come here and buy new furniture. Now, when I first came here, I didn't have a couch, so I went on Craigslist and I bought a couch and a chair from these people for like $200. You know, it was used or whatever, but I didn't care because I just needed something. So that was like $200. And that's the thing. If you have something right now, that is not the end. You can have it just temporarily until you get situated and you get on your feet. No one has to know. So I kept that furniture for like a year. And then I ended up giving it away. So I could say you can go on Craigslist, you can go on OfferUp, you can go on Facebook Marketplace. There's plenty of people who are always giving away stuff. I'm actually about to sell Jordan's bedroom set. So there's always people, even when I moved from my old house, I sold all that furniture and I gave the rest to my brother. So he has like my old TV, but there's always people who always need stuff. That's what I learned. There's always people who are starting over. There's always people who are relocating. There's always people who lost their stuff. Like, you never know a person's situation. So don't be closed-minded to selling your stuff and don't be closed-minded to buying your stuff used just until you get into a good place. Ways that you can come up with money. You can save your tax return, any bonus checks. You can sell some items, hustle up some money. You can drive Uber, you can drive Lyft, you can work Shipt, you can do Instacart. Watch my video, I'll link it on here, videos for side hustles. So side hustles will help you make that extra money in order for you to be able to save money in order to move here. Like I said, do some part-time work. They have different things you can do online. You can get a little retail job. I know a lot of people are, a lot of ladies are single moms. So, you have to do something where you're able to be there for the baby as well. Cook some meals. Offer babysitting for other working moms on the weekends. Like, there's so many different ways at this point to make money. So don't be closed-minded to, thinking about ways how you can hustle up. So all that I said, I'm trying to not make this video super long. I will do a 40-minute video in a minute. The amount of money that I think that you should come to Texas with, I think you should have at least 2 months of rent. So that means if you get a apartment that is for $1,400, 2 months, that's $2,800. The reason why I say that is a lot of you come here and don't have a job. So you need to make sure that you can pay your rent. A lot of people are skeptical about coming here unless they have a job. So sometimes, like, I have one of my other videos, how some jobs won't call you because you don't have a Texas address. They won't call you because you're not already here, and there are people already here who want employment and can start tomorrow. So I would say come here with at least 2 months of rent, which is $2,800. Now, if you can save up more than that and you can do for 3 months worth, that's even more recommended. But I would say have at least 2 months worth of being able to live, because if push comes to shove, you can find a job doing retail. You can find a job doing, UPS. You can find a job, doing Shipt or Instacart. You can find a way to make some money in the meantime. But before that, you want to make sure that you have at least enough to cover to where you're good for at least a couple of months. So with that said, I'm using the 1,400 because a lot of 2 bedrooms are around 1,600, so I'm gonna use 14. But 14 times 2 is 2,800. So come with at least enough to pay your rent for 2 months. I would pay utilities up for a couple of months. So, excuse me, the average light bill, from what I know, give or take, and I'm pushing it, I'm giving you guys the max for like 1 or 2 bedrooms. I'm gonna say is at least 150, 160. Summertime, we all blowing our air. In the wintertime, we're all blowing our heat. So at least 150. So 150 times 2 for 2 months is 300. You're gonna have to pay your water bill. Water bill could be at least $100. So for that, $200. So you wanna make sure, now if you're not able to pay this rent for the $2,800, okay, so pay your rent for at least 1 month and then pay your utilities up for 2 or 3 months if you can, because that way, if you're just moving here, you don't have to have that stress of rent and utilities. At least you're canceling out one for those couple of months worth. So if you're not able to do the rent, then at least try to do the utilities, because that way you don't have to worry about it. Now, what you can do is anytime you have your utility company, this is anywhere, you can pay ahead of time and then just have credit on your account. I would recommend to do that. Like I said, and make sure that you go bulk grocery shopping. So something else I want to talk about, toll roads. A lot of people are like scared, shook at these toll roads. It is not that bad, you guys. You just call the company, they give you a sticker, you put it up in your window, pay your toll tag. A lot of people don't pay them. A lot of people get the statement and be like, whatever, they don't pay it. And then they get mad when their stuff gets up to $1,000 and then they can't renew. Oh, also, if you don't pay your toll tag, you cannot register your car. So make sure you're paying it. Like I had one, it was like a 3-month statement. And it was like $67. So a lot of times they'll call, they'll take off the admin fees. You know, they do work with you. It's not like they don't. They do. They definitely work with you. But with that said, it's little things like that. Like you're coming to a new place where you've never been before, so you don't know what's here. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. Yeah, I'll talk about the process for registering your car and all that another day. But I just want to like say, when you come here, you gotta come with at least, I'm saying at least 3K. I came here with $700, but that's why I had a hard time. Like, that's why it was so hard for me, because I didn't plan it. I didn't, you know, cross my T's and dot my I's. I just jumped. Now, if you want to jump like your girl did, then understand it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. But when I moved here, there wasn't as many resources as it is now. Like now you have all these Facebook groups, you have all these different, you know, people who are all new here. Like it's such a different time, and, you know, reach out to people. Like go on Instagram and hashtag Dallas and follow people. Like you have to network, you have to meet people. Like there's groups, there's resources, there's information out there. There's so many different, like Uber and Lyft went around when I first moved here. Like it wasn't here. So like now, like I feel, now there's so many more resources. So just consider that and think about that. But I mean, it's possible. Just be mindful that it may be a little harder for you to set your feet on solid ground if you're doing it by yourself with minimal money, with no help. But it is still possible. I just did it. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. You know, sometimes that's how I move. But if you want to do it strategically, then I say at least 3K, because you want to make sure if anything happens that you have something to fall back on. You have at least food, you have at least, you know, water and your light bill, and you have at least some, you know, at least stability in that sense. Also, I had to go back and add in this little snippet because I totally forgot to add this in. I was so busy talking and running my mouth. In addition to being able to have enough for your rent for a couple of months, I would also recommend that you would have at least $500 to $1,000 extra on the side, because sometimes based on your credit, some of these utility companies will require you to pay a deposit to even get your stuff turned on. So you just won't know that until you have your credit ran. That's why it's good to make sure that you're picking out the best electricity companies, best power companies. And also, like I said, you need to have money to do grocery shopping, to make sure your car is running good. You know, what if you need to enroll your child in daycare and you have to pay for the first month? Like anything can happen. So in addition to having money enough to pay up for your rent, you also want to make sure that you have enough money for other miscellaneous items, because when you're moving, you would be surprised at how many little things pop up. Those little things will add into a big lump sum. So you just want to make sure that you have enough. So in addition to having that 2 months of rent, which would be about $2,800, you want to make sure you have about $500 to $1,000 on top of that. Now, again, if you're able to just do the jump and you want to just, you know, swim and figure out as you go, that's perfectly fine. But in my experience and my advice, I would recommend that anyone has this amount of money just in case anything happens. You can get here, as soon as you get here, your engine light come on. Like, you have to prepare for every little thing. And even out here, like, you gotta have a car. You have to have a car. So, you know, even if you say you need to go get a doctor's checkup or your kid needs a checkup, like, you gotta pay these co-pays, or, you know, you would be surprised at the little things that would come up. I can't even tell you, like, how many little things have come up even in my house lately, to where we're like, oh my gosh, like, it's always something. It's always something. So that's even in a normal situation where we live here and have been here. When you're moving from state to state, you have to prepare for the unexpected. You know, you can definitely jump and figure it out as you go, or you can try your best to plan as much as you can. Even if you just want to move, like, even if you just want to come here, I just suggest maybe holding your tax return. You know, I don't want anyone to come here and have to, like, you know, struggle and go through the hardships. You know, you're away from what is your normal. So you don't know what's going to be here in a whole new place. So you have to make sure you prepare for the unexpected. Because trust me, that unexpected is going to come. Because like I said, you have to pay for your registration. You got to pay for your inspection. You got to get your utilities cut on. You have to, you know, buy groceries. You have to buy little trinkets, you know, little things for your house. Like, I really wish I could make it sound as easier and nicer, but I have to just be as honest as possible. And I just feel like, you know, unless you have that support and you have guidance and someone holding your hand through the whole way, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself and make sure that you're preparing yourself for the unexpected. So just adding that in. Yeah, so at least 500 to 1,000 on top of having that first couple of months rent. Because of course, you know, even when you come here and you get a job, you're not gonna get your first paycheck for like, what, 2 to 3 weeks? So in that time, you gotta have, that's almost a month that you have to live. So you have to make sure that you have something stashed somewhere to make sure that you prepare for the unexpected, to make sure that you are well taken care of and you won't have any worries, and you don't have to call anybody and ask them or borrow money from them and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, you are making sure that you are good. So yeah, but nevertheless, this is my list on what I feel you need as your essentials to move to Texas. Again, at least $3K, at least, because it's not a bunch of money just to be sitting there. You're gonna pay your rent up for a couple of months. So that's one thing you don't have to think about, because when you're coming here, trying to register your kids in school, you're trying to settle in with your job, you're trying to like get everything set up, you don't need all the extra on your plate. So if you can get some things off your plate, then that's what I would recommend that you do. So I would say come here with at least 3,000, and then at least pay your rent up for the month. Because once you move in, you got to pay your deposit, and then you have to move in, and then you're good until that next month. So who knows, you might find the job of your dreams in that 30 days, but just in case, to be safe, you want to make sure that you're paying up for at least a couple of months. And if you can't do the large amount in the rent, then at least pay your utilities up for a couple of months, because you want to make the transition as smooth as possible. So that's just my thoughts. That's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Like, when you moved here, like, what did you do? How did it go for you? Like, did you save up a lot of money? Did you just jump the way I did? You know, I was 26. I didn't know. All I knew is I was ready. All I knew is I was tired, and I knew that if I kept waiting, I was never going to do it. And I didn't want to wait anymore. So I did go through more of a harder struggle, because at that time, times were different. But now, you know, I know the information, and I have the resources in order to help the next person, so their road will be a little easier. And that's what I was telling, you know, my clients over the weekend. Like, I know stuff now, so now I'm going to share it because I want your path to be a little smoother, you know. So with that said, drop some comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you trying to move to Texas? What's stopping you? Is it money? You know, are you able to just save up some money like that? Is it hard for you? You know, what's the deal? I want to hear from you guys. So with that said, Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and give my video a thumbs up, and check out my other videos because I see y'all don't like my travel videos. I'm sorry, I'm having fun though. But I'm getting back to these discussion videos. So like and comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, y'all. Now that the summer is getting cooler, I'm gonna start doing more discussion videos because now I'm gonna be here more. So yes, I love you all so much, and I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Mwah.